here from the A team. Welcome to the Werewolf Pack. What's nice about Geometry Dash is that it's literally endless. Every single day, levels are made by creators across the globe, and there will never be a point in which you beat the game. But since the developer RobTop is only one person and it takes forever to make updates, the community will need to continue making really enjoyable levels to keep the game alive. And sometimes that can be a little difficult. Some levels play around with a gimmick the creators never used before, like invisible blocks or the alpha trigger. Seriously? It's not that complicated! And others just have a creator that's new to level creation. If you're one of those people, Aries the Werewolf is here to help. I'm making this video with gameplay in mind, since gameplay is far more important than decoration, so I won't be covering anything about block design or other cosmetic details unless they tie in with the gameplay. So with that in mind, here are 10 tips to help make good gameplay in no particular order. I'm sure you've all heard the phrase, nobody's perfect, right? And with that in mind, I'm appalled that so many Geometry Dash creators make the mistake of annoying the player with perfect timing challenges. Look at this thing. Tell me that's possible. Straight flying crazy wave challenges, max jump spikes, orb spam, the list goes on and on. What irks me about perfect timing challenges is that no amount of skill will get you past them. To beat this impossible challenge, you'll need the Goddess of Fortune, Tyke, on your side. That is to say, you need to get lucky. Please don't force the player into being perfect, because that's literally impossible. Even just closing it up a little bit is going to save them so much of a headache and make the challenge much more skill-based. Okay, does that even make sense? If you're wondering why I'm even bringing this up, I've got a joke for you. What kind of level will push you to the extreme to be perfect? Extreme demons! Trolling. The internet's art of mischief and making people angry. Now, I'm not trying to be the fun police here. I actually don't have a problem with a little troll under the bridge here and there. But just like in real life, when you go overboard, it can get really frustrating and even make them hate you. First off, don't troll at the end of the level. It hurts to die right at the end. And I know because I did twice in Electronews. Dying in the end by a troll, so not fun. Also, don't just put constant fake outs like Sonic Wave does. Trick the player maybe once or twice in the level and space out these trolls. Because while a little prank can spice things up, it becomes not fun when it's done too much. You ever play a level rated easy and then realize it's mostly an auto level? Most of the jumps are done for you, and any ship or other game modes require 2 or 3 clicks at most. Please stop. Just stop. I'm not a baby, I don't need to have all these jumps done for me. The point of an easy level is that they're supposed to be easy to understand and react accordingly to what's coming up ahead. Not to not do anything. There's a whole other difficulty for not doing anything. If your level was truly easy, the player would already know where to go and what to do, so you wouldn't need to carry them through the entire thing as if they were a baby. Gee, I wonder what comes after this jump. Oh my gosh, it came out of nowhere. If the player can't see what's coming up ahead, like in the case of a transition or blind jump, give the player a good second or two to process what's up ahead after landing. Because if a level is super unpredictable and it gives you no time to react, you're not going to want to play it, are you? I mean, I understand why this is such an issue. When you're playtesting your own level, you know exactly what to do and where to go next. The important thing to remember, though, is that everyone else doesn't. So just allow the player to process. Don't just rush them in blindly with no idea what's going on. Speaking of rushing in blindly, if your level is playing around with a custom gimmick, don't just rush the player into it right from the beginning. Chances are they don't know how it works, and you can't just expect them to not die 1,000 times trying to get it together. Introduce it slowly, and then build upon it gradually. Trying to use it wildly will just result in a lot of annoyance. Think why the second spider in Dash Destroyer wasn't good. If you truly want to explore your gimmick in more wild ways but don't want to make your level extra long, just make a sequel that expands on it. Trust me, the player base will thank you. Triggers can be used to make really fun and alive levels, but sometimes they can also be used in truly diabolical ways. You ever had a spike move right into your path as you're landing near it? It's annoying, unsight readable, and makes your level solely focused on memory. One key principle of mine is that Geometry Dash levels aren't supposed to be about memory. This is why I don't use fading blocks. They should be about knowing how to read what's up ahead and react accordingly. And using the move and alpha triggers incorrectly will result in really unfair gameplay. If you you want to make fun and alive gameplay, just have those objects move ahead of time so the player will be able to tell what to do. Unless you're using a triple or quad speed portal, and to that I say, just don't move them. S-blocks are invisible trigger block hybrids used to cut off the effects of a dash orb. While it's a nice way to stop the player from cheesing levels using the orb, the problem is that they're completely invisible. If you're using S-blocks, give a clear indication of where they're going to be placed. Sometimes a water stream could work. If you're dashing into a portal, then just put the S-blocks. That's your markdown, and it works really well. Alternatively, you could just not use S-blocks at all. Putting spikes in the path of the orb gives the player more control by eliminating the surprise of having your dash suddenly cut off. Same thing goes for D blocks for the wave and H blocks if you want the player to hit something. Communicate that they're there, or just don't use them! Portal stacking is incredibly common in Geometry Dash. For example, a transition into an upside down ship needs both a yellow gravity portal and a ship portal. But here's the problem. Both portals need to be readable by the player. If the gravity portal is in front, it'll be very difficult to tell what game mode you're switching to, and if the ship portal is in front, the gravity portal will be completely covered. So here's a quick little solution that I picked up from GD Colon. Just space out the portals and maybe even shrink one if you can. Most times, you don't have to switch gravity and game mode in the exact same frame as each other, so don't be afraid to space them out so both can be easily seen and the player will know exactly what they're getting into. Speaking of portals, if you're making custom art for them, make sure it's easy to tell the difference between them. Same with orbs and paths. If everything looks the same, your level will be super annoying because players will have no idea what they're doing. You don't want people confusing a blue gravity portal for a wave portal or a purple size portal for the ship or spider portals. Even just adding small little details is going to make so much of a difference with the player, and it'll be so much more convenient for them. If the player misses an orb while upside down or something, chances are they might fall into the void. It's understandable why players would rely on the void. I mean, it's a quick and easy way to kill the player without having to do anything. But waiting to fall into the void is so boring! So just put ground spikes, a saw blade, anything to prevent the player from falling into the void and instead die by them. In short, kill the player with your own objects, not the void. Except the void thing, everything I explained in this video can be summed down to one little message. Creators should strive to make their levels as fair and sight-readable as possible. If you want to make sure players can get a feel for everything going on, have someone else playtest the level and see what they think. If they die to something they never saw coming, it might mean you did something wrong. By the way, the 1.0 theme levels I've been showing you are the micro games. I made them to show you what not to do. I hope this video helped you to make better gameplay, and I'm excited to see what you can create with this new knowledge. Thanks for coming to the party! I really like making content like this, so if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Or at least like the video. It'll magically let me know. Tune in next Saturday for more, or if you want to watch it on demand, just click the picture above me. See you next time. Bye-bye!